Have you ever paused to wonder what truly exists in this life? Not through the lens of dry theories or distant philosophies, but as a question that touches the very breath you take. Picture a radiant rainbow arching across the sky. You see it, you capture it in a photograph, but can you reach out and hold it in your hands? Or consider a vivid dream, where every emotion surges with intensity, only to dissolve like mist when you awaken. What, then, is reality? Does Buddhism deny it, as some mistakenly believe? Let us embark on this unexpected journey together, a path that not only unravels profound concepts but also transforms the way you perceive existence itself. Part 1. The question of reality. What do you perceive as real? Take a moment to reflect. What in this life feels real to you? The chair beneath you, the sounds filling your ears, or the emotions stirring within your heart at this very instant. These are not fleeting curiosities, they are gateways into the heart of Buddhist philosophy, a journey to uncover the nature of reality, rooted not in abstract ideas but in your own lived experience. Buddhism does not rush to proclaim that what you see, hear, or touch is non-existent. Rather, it beckons you to look deeper, beyond the surface of things, to discover a fresh and profound understanding of the world around you. There exists a widespread misconception, almost a stereotype, that Buddhism regards this world as a mere illusion, something hollow and insignificant, akin to a dream that fades upon waking. Yet the truth is far richer and less rigid than that. Buddhism does not ask you to turn away from reality or declare that the screen before you, the hands resting on your keyboard, or the birdsong drifting through your window are unreal in the sense of being non-existent. To interpret it thus might lead one to view Buddhism as a pessimistic doctrine, stripping life of all meaning. But no, the essence of Buddhism lies in inviting you to shift your perspective on reality, not to reject it, but to see it more clearly, more authentically, in its ceaseless movement and interconnection. Imagine a rainbow. After a rain shower, you lift your gaze and behold a vibrant band of colors stretching across the sky: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. It is there, beautiful and alive. You can point to it, snap a photograph to preserve the moment. But if you step forward to touch it, what happens? You cannot grasp it, you cannot feel it beneath your fingertips. Is the rainbow real? In our ordinary way of thinking, we say, yes, it exists before your eyes. Yet, through the deeper lens of Buddhism, the rainbow lacks a fixed, independent essence. It emerges only through the interplay of sunlight, water droplets in the air, and the angle of your vision. Should one of these conditions vanish, the sun obscured, the rain ceased, or your position shifted, the rainbow disappears. It exists, but not in the steadfast way we might assume of a rock or a tree. This is the starting point for understanding emptiness, Śūnyatā, in Buddhism. Everything depends on other factors to arise, nothing stands alone in isolation. Now, consider a dream. As you slip into sleep, your mind weaves a world so vivid it astounds. You encounter people, navigate events, and feel joy or fear with striking intensity. In that moment, it all seems utterly real. Your heart races, sweat beads on your forehead. Then the alarm rings, your eyes open, and that world vanishes. The characters, the narratives, the emotions, where have they gone? Did they ever truly exist? Buddhism does not employ these examples to suggest that your waking life is nothing more than a dream. Instead, it poses a question: are the things you deem real in this waking existence as solid and unchanging as you believe, or do they, too, carry the qualities of transience, dependence, and flux, like dreams and rainbows? The misconception that Buddhism denies reality often stems from oversimplified interpretations of terms like emptiness and Maya. Upon hearing emptiness, some hasten to imagine a meaningless void, a negation of all that gives life purpose. But emptiness is not nihilism, it is not a cold dismissal. It resembles the vast expanse of the cosmos, not nothingness, but the very condition that allows all things to arise and function. An empty room is not useless, its openness permits you to enter, to arrange furniture, to create as you please. Likewise, emptiness in Buddhism is the unfolding of infinite possibilities, the profound truth that nothing possesses a fixed, independent self, but rather exists in a dynamic web of interdependence, ever transforming within the flow of causes and conditions. Alongside emptiness, the concept of Maya, often rendered as illusion, is equally prone to misunderstanding. In the ancient Indian traditions from which Buddhism emerged, Maya is not merely something false to be discarded. It reveals that our perception of the world is deeply shaped by our minds. Consider a rainy day. One person sees rain as an annoyance, soaking their clothes and disrupting plans. Another perceives it as nature's gift, bringing coolness and nourishing the earth. The rain remains the same, yet your experience of it differs. Where, then, does reality reside, in the rain itself, or in how you view it? Maya does not claim the external world is unreal, it reminds you that your mind acts as a prism, coloring and shaping your encounter with reality. The Buddha, the awakened one who founded this path, avoided extremes in addressing the question of reality. He did not assert that this world is wholly real, fixed, and immutable like an unyielding stone. Nor did he declare it entirely unreal, a trivial mirage unworthy of attention. Instead, he illuminated the middle way, a perspective that sidesteps these polarities. He likened it to an ancient path trodden by enlightened beings, neither advancing nor retreating nor standing still. Picture yourself beside a flowing river. You do not cling to the water rushing past, nor do you deny its presence. You feel it, live with it, yet with mindfulness and freedom. This is the spirit of Buddhism, not a rejection of life, but an invitation to live it more deeply, see it more clearly, and cherish what unfolds. Buddhism does not demand that you forsake your experiences, the joys, the sorrows, or the simple scent of morning coffee. It merely advises you to observe them closely, with keen eyes and an open heart. In doing so, you may realize that nothing is as permanent as you once thought. The chair you sit on may be sturdy today, but it will age, break, or be replaced. The sounds you hear will fade into silence. Even the emotions within you do not last forever. Recognizing this impermanence and interconnectedness is not a cause for fear, it is the key to living more lightly, with less clinging, and finding joy in life's ever-changing dance. Thus, when someone asks, "Does Buddhism deny reality?" the answer is not a simple yes or no. Buddhism does not negate the existence of the world you inhabit. It offers a new way of seeing, a vision of reality not as a static portrait, but as a continuous dance where every step intertwines. Through this lens, you see not only the world as it is, but yourself within it, not separate, not fixed, but part of a vast, vibrant, and meaningful tapestry. Part 2. What is reality? Exploring emptiness and no-self. To delve deeper into reality through the Buddhist lens, we must begin with a question that seems simple yet brims with challenge. Who are you? Not your name, not your occupation or roles in family and society, but your true, essential nature. Take a moment to gaze within. Your body, is it unchanging? Each day, millions of cells perish and renew. The food you ate yesterday has become part of you, while the unneeded is cast away. Science reveals that our bodies are ceaseless streams of microscopic particles, whirlwinds of energy in constant motion. Where, then, is the fixed self amid this perpetual change? Next, observe your emotions. Today you may feel cheerful, but within an hour, unsettling news might cast you into sadness. Joy, sorrow, anger, peace, they come and go like clouds drifting across the sky. And your thoughts? An unending river of memories, plans, judgments, and dreams flows through your mind, never pausing. So, in all this flux, where is you, the unchanging, separate, eternal entity you often cling to? This is the entryway into the concept of no-self, Anatta, in Buddhism, a jewel of the Dharma's wisdom, not denying your existence, but revealing that the self you perceive as fixed and independent is an illusion woven by the mind. Envision yourself not as a rigid stone statue, standing still amid life's currents, but as a graceful dance, ever shifting with the rhythm of existence. What happens when you see yourself as a dancer rather than an immovable object? You begin to sense freedom, no longer bound by the notion of a self that must remain constant, unshaken by every trial. Anatta does not assert that you do not exist. It suggests you exist differently, not isolated, not static, but as part of a broader stream, interwoven with all that surrounds you. This idea may initially unsettle or disorient you, but with patient exploration, it becomes a profound liberation, unlocking the door to true peace and joy. From no-self, we step into emptiness, Śūnyatā, a term often misconstrued as void or nothingness. Yet emptiness is not a barren abyss or a denial of life. Picture the space within a room. Without that openness, you could not enter, place a table, or hang a painting. That emptiness is what enables all things to be. So too, emptiness in Buddhism is an expansive openness, the dynamic ground of all existence. It is not absence, but boundless potential, the place where all things arise from interconnections, from conditions interwoven with one another. To illustrate, behold a flower. At first glance, you might see it as an independent entity, beautiful and distinct upon its stem. But look closer, a flower cannot stand alone. It requires sunlight to flourish, rain to quench its thirst, soil to anchor its roots, and a seed to begin its life. Should sunlight fade, rain cease, or soil dry, the flower would never bloom. This is dependent origination, the principle that all things exist through reliance on other factors. Nothing stands solitary. A car depends on metal, engineering, and human hands to take shape. Even your emotions, joy or sadness, spring from causes, a kind word, a memory, an event in your day. Nothing in this universe is isolated, all are threads in a vast, interdependent tapestry. Master John Han, a renowned Buddhist teacher of the 20th century, expressed this through the concept of interbeing. He taught that when you breathe in, you draw in atoms once part of distant stars. When you sip water, you merge with the flow of oceans vast and rains from millennia past. A sheet of paper in your hand holds sunlight, trees, and the labor of its maker. Interbeing is not mere theory, it is an invitation to widen your vision, to see that you are not a separate entity, but a piece of a grand mosaic where all things permeate one another, free of rigid boundaries. What changes when you grasp emptiness and no self? First, you may release your grip on what cannot be held forever. If the self is not fixed, if all things shift and connect, clinging to a fleeting moment of happiness or fleeing from pain becomes futile. Consider a river. You cannot seize a single drop, for it slips away instantly. Yet if you let the river flow, you can stand there, marveling at its beauty and power without needing to possess it. This is not apathy or withdrawal, it is living fully in the present, unbound by what inevitably fades. The Buddha once said, "When you realize everything is perfect, you will tilt your head back and laugh at the sky." This speaks not of an ideal, unreachable perfection, but of seeing the impermanence, interconnectedness, and emptiness of all things and finding joy in that truth. Try living this way for a day. Observe everything around you, a tree, a car, a friend, and ask, what forms it? What sustains it? Is it truly independent, or part of a greater web? Refrain from judgment, simply watch. You will be astonished to find the world no longer a collection of disjointed fragments, but a symphony resounding endlessly, with you as an inseparable note. Emptiness and no-self are not topics for scholarly debate, they are keys to entering reality with new eyes. Through this perspective, you see not just the world as it is, but yourself within it, not a solitary being, but a thread in the great dance of life. When you let go of a fixed self, you do not lose yourself, you find yourself in all things, and all things in you. This is the gift of Buddhist wisdom, not to deny, but to illuminate, guiding you to a life richer, freer, and brimming with meaning. Part 3. Are you living in a dream? The mystery of Maya. Having explored the fluidity of no-self and the interconnected foundation of emptiness, let us now face another provocative question. Are the things you perceive and feel the unfiltered essence of reality, or merely a canvas painted by your own mind? Here enters Maya, often translated as illusion, offering a perspective both fresh and startling on how we experience the world. Yet do not assume Maya implies that everything around you is false, dissolving like a mirage at your touch. Its meaning is far subtler. It does not reject the external world's existence, but invites you to examine how your mind acts as an artist, coloring and shaping the reality you inhabit. Imagine your mind not as a passive screen reflecting events, but as an active projector tirelessly at work. It does not merely receive the world's sounds, sights, and sensations, it interprets them, infusing them with hues drawn from your past, your beliefs, your habits. To grasp this, consider a simple moment: a dog barks on the street. To one person, the sound stirs fear, recalling a childhood chase by a stray. To another, it is a cheerful note, signaling a lively companion. The dog remains, its bark unchanged, yet each person's experience diverges entirely. Where does reality lie, in the dog's bark, or in the tale your mind spins around it? Now, look at a familiar object in your room: a chair, a table, a pen. Pretend you have never seen it before. Strip away the labels and meanings you attach: chair for sitting, table for working, pen for writing. What remains? Shapes, colors, textures, pure elements, free of definition. The notions of chair, table, or pen do not reside in the objects themselves, they are constructs of your mind, crafted to help you navigate and use the world. This is Maya at play. It does not say the chair is non-existent, but shows that how you perceive it, name it, and value it forms a veil spun by your consciousness. Reality persists, yet you approach it through a subjective lens, rich with personal tint. We do not limit these labels to objects, we extend them to every facet of life. Reflect on how you categorize, good or bad, right or wrong, beautiful or ugly. Do these qualities truly belong to things, or are they your interpretations? Take a day you dubbed bad, perhaps rain ruined your plans, or a small argument flared. Was it inherently bad? The events, the rain, the words were neutral, your response painted them bad. Another might see the rain as a chance to rest, the argument as a path to understanding. Reality stays constant, but your view of it shifts, and therein lies Maya's power. It reminds you that what you take as truth is often just a vantage point, not the full picture. This reaches further still. Beyond labeling single events, we craft grander narratives about ourselves, others, and life itself. I am a failure. I am successful. He is unkind. She is wonderful. Life is unfair. Life is a blessing. These tales may sound familiar. We repeat them, believing them absolute, like unmovable stones. But are they? Pick a story you tell yourself often, perhaps, I'm not good enough. Now, examine it with clear eyes. Is it wholly true? Is there evidence to the contrary? Does it lift you or hold you back? You will find these stories are not objective reality, they are portraits your mind paints, based on partial glimpses and biased angles. The Buddha taught, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. This is no mystical prophecy, but a profound insight into the mind's role in shaping our lives. Maya does not call you to deny the world outside, it reveals that how you see it through lenses of belief, emotion, and memory creates a barrier between you and raw reality. It is as if you view life through stained glass. The pane may be green, red, or gray, but the reality beyond bears no such color, it simply is, clear and undistorted. How, then, do we move beyond Maya? Try this. Next time you feel sadness, anger, or joy, pause and observe. Ask yourself, where does this feeling arise? What fuels it? Is it fixed or shifting? See how your mind projects meaning onto what happens. A criticism might spark, I'm worthless, but if you do not buy into that tale, the feeling changes. Maya is not an adversary to banish, it is a teacher, showing you that you are the magician of your own reality. When you discern the illusions your mind conjures, you reclaim the freedom to see things more truly, more lucidly. Living with awareness of Maya does not distance you from life. On the contrary, it draws you into it with eyes wide open, unshackled from self-made fictions. Think of life as a play. You take your part, perform your role, yet know it is a play, not to dismiss it, but to savor it fully, unbound by the fleeting. Maya does not say your reality is untrue, it suggests you often see it through a hazy veil, and lifting that veil reveals the interconnectedness, impermanence, and deep beauty of things as they are. This is Buddhism's call: do not merely accept what you perceive, explore it, question it, peer through the layers your mind erects. In doing so, you do not just live in the world, you awaken within it, with a gentle heart and a clear mind, ready to embrace reality in all its richness and mystery. Part 4: The Two Truths, a Path Through Reality. Having traversed the fluidity of no-self, Anatta, the interconnected essence of emptiness, Śūnyatā, and the mind's shaping of experience through Maya, we now face a practical question: how do we live with these profound insights? How do we weave these perspectives into daily life, not as mere ideas on a page, but as a light guiding each step? Buddhism offers a powerful tool in answer: the two truths, a map to navigate between the reality of everyday existence and the ultimate reality beneath it, between the world as it appears and as it truly is. This is no arid philosophy for scholars, it is a living, practical path for anyone worldwide seeking deeper understanding. Picture yourself watching a film. On the screen, characters live, love, struggle, and perish. You know it is but light and sound, a tale artfully staged, not real like the room you occupy. Yet as the story pulls you in, you laugh at their joys, weep at their sorrows, tense at their trials. In that moment, you dwell in two realms: the realm of the narrative where characters are real with their bonds and fates, and a deeper realm, where you see it as a projection. Buddhism views the world similarly, yet on a grander scale. It distinguishes two truths: conventional truth, samvriti satya, and ultimate truth, paramartha satya, to help you live in the everyday while glimpsing the profound. First, consider conventional truth. This is the world you encounter daily, where things seem separate, defined, and named. You are I, another is you, the tree in the yard is tree, the car on the road is car. It is a world of language, distinction, and conventions we use to chart our lives. You need this truth to converse, work, shop, nurture your family, or simply know the cup before you is for drinking. Here, you label today good because the sun shines, or bad because you missed an appointment. It is the realm of Maya where your mind assigns tags, crafts meanings, and build stories to make sense of all around you. But Buddhism does not rest there. Conventional truth is not deemed false or worthless, it is essential, yet not the whole truth. It is like the ocean's surface. You see waves ripple and water flow, but the depths remain unseen. To plumb those depths, we turn to ultimate truth. This is reality as it truly is, beyond labels, tales, and mental divisions. Here, all is impermanent, nothing stands still, all flows and transforms. All is interconnected, nothing exists alone, everything relies on a web of causes. And all is empty, Śūnyatā, not void, but free of a fixed, separate essence. The tree is not just a tree, it is sunlight, soil, rain, time, and the hands that planted it. You are not just you, you are the air you breathe, the food you consume, the people who shaped you into being. Imagine a wave on the sea. In conventional truth, it is a distinct entity, tall, strong, crashing ashore. In ultimate truth, it is inseparable from the ocean. Without the ocean, no wave could be. Wave and ocean are not two, but one. So too in life, you see yourself as an individual, but look deeply, and you cannot be sundered from the world. Ultimate truth does not negate the conventional, it enriches, clarifies, and expands it. It shows that what you call I, you, tree, car are not fixed things, but fleeting expressions of a greater current, a web ever in motion. The crux of the two truths is that they do not oppose each other, they complement, offering a complete view. You need conventional truth to function in this world. How could you cross a street without distinguishing red from green lights? How could you care for loved ones without naming them mother, brother, child? Yet cling only to this, and you trap yourself in illusions of permanence and separation. You chase fleeting joys, dread inevitable pains, and suffer as all changes, for change is constant. Ultimate truth frees you from this. Seeing impermanence, you cease grasping what cannot be held. Seeing interconnection, you shed loneliness and opposition. Seeing emptiness, you find liberty in letting go. The Buddha stressed avoiding extremes, saying, two extremes should be shunned by practitioners, indulgence in pleasures and self-mortification. Avoiding both, the Tathagata found the middle way. Within the two truths, this middle way is the art of living between these realities, engaging the conventional with skill while keeping the ultimate in mind to avoid bondage. Grasping Maya reveals the everyday world as a mind-drawn picture, not fixed truth. Grasping emptiness and no-self unveils the ultimate, disclosing the deeper nature of all, no solitary thing, no unchanging thing. The two truths are not mere theory, they are a practical means to live with wisdom and compassion. Recall the film, you know it is not real, yet you enjoy it, learn from it, feel it. Life mirrors this, immerse in the conventional with care and love, yet recall its impermanence, connection, emptiness. Living so, you do not merely exist, you awaken. You walk through reality with steady feet and a light heart, unswayed by illusions, open to the beauty of life's flow. This call is for you wherever you stand on this earth, whatever your tongue or tradition. Live the two truths, see the world as it appears, yet peer through to its essence. In this, you do not just perceive reality, you live it, with clarity, freedom, and deep love for all that is. Part 5, Living Awake, the Fruits of Understanding. Together, we have journeyed far, through the fluidity of no-self, Anatta, the connected nature of emptiness, Śūnyatā, the mind's crafting of experience via Maya, and the balance of the two truths between daily and ultimate reality. Now, let us ground this in the everyday. What does this understanding yield? How does it alter your steps, your breath, your ties to the world? This is no tale for distant sages, it is for you, for me, for all across this globe who yearn to live more deeply, lightly, fully. The first fruit, perhaps the most immediate, is the easing of suffering. When you see all as impermanent, nothing, from great joys to deep sorrows, lasts forever, you shift how you meet life. Think of a happy moment, an afternoon with family, praise from a colleague, the satisfaction of a task done well. Instinct urges you to clutch it, to make it eternal. But time passes, the moment fades, and you may feel loss, emptiness. Knowing impermanence does not dim your appreciation. It lets you embrace these gifts without clinging, allowing them to come and go like breezes. Releasing this grip, you find a deep calm, unshaken by life's ceaseless shifts. This does not mean apathy or detachment. Rather than watching life pass idly, you engage from a place of greater stillness, strength. When loss strikes, a loved one departs, a bond breaks, a plan falters, instead of drowning in grief or resistance, you gently accept that all has its season. This acceptance is not surrender, it is the power to carry on, to find meaning amid the unchangeable. Thus, understanding impermanence helps you weather life's storms with an open heart and lucid mind. The second fruit is the blossoming of compassion. Grasping emptiness and no self, that no separate I exists, that we are all strands in the web of dependent origination, you feel a profound bond with others, with all beings. Imagine walking a street, seeing a stranger, rather than a lone figure, you see their breath, like yours, once part of far-off clouds, their hands, like yours, nourished by earth and sun. Separation melts, replaced by kinship. They are not other than you, nor you than them. Compassion ceases to be effort, it flows naturally, like water from a spring. This compassion extends beyond feeling into action. Seeing your deeds ripple through life's vast web, you live with greater care. A kind word, a helping hand, a smile to a stranger, these are waves spreading goodness, not just for you, but for all. This awareness also dissolves anger and resentment. If someone wounds you, rather than harboring pain, you look deeper. Their act stems from causes fear, hurt, ignorance perhaps. Seeing this, forgiveness needs no force, compassion guides you. The third fruit is freedom, a deep liberation. Unbound by Maya's illusions, limiting tales of self, rigid beliefs about the world, you open a space to live more fluidly, creatively, joyfully. Recall labels you've worn: I'm not enough, I must succeed, I can't change. These are chains, confining you to a narrow mold. But seeing them as mind-made, not absolute, you let them fall. No longer a captive of old stories, you become a new storyteller, free to paint your life with brighter strokes. How do we bring this understanding to life? Buddhism offers not vague ideals, but clear practices, simple yet profound, for all to embrace. First, mindfulness. Attend to the present, observing thoughts, feelings, sensations without judgment. When anger rises, rather than being swept away, pause, breathe, and note, this is anger, it comes, it will go. Mindfulness reveals impermanence directly, not just in thought, but in experience. Next, meditation, a way to calm the mind, hone focus, and deepen insight. No need for hours atop a mountain, just a few minutes daily, breathing deeply, listening to body and soul, begins this path of seeing. Finally, kindness, not mere morals on paper, but treating yourself and others with goodness, honesty, love. A small act yielding a path, hearing a friend sow seeds of peace for them and you. This is no swift fix or instant marvel. It is a gradual unfolding, like a flower under dawn's light, needing time, patience, practice. Start by questioning, is this thought true? How long does this feeling linger? Try mindfulness for 5 minutes daily, or smile at a stranger. Buddhism does not deny reality, it illuminates it, guiding you from reactive living to wakeful living, from clinging to flowing, from suffering to freedom. The Buddha's final words resound for us all: do not believe something merely because you hear it, or because many repeat it. Only when you observe, analyze, and find it reasonable, beneficial to all, accept and live it. This is no plea for blind faith, it is a call to explore, test, and uncover truth with your own eyes and heart. Living with no self, emptiness, Maya, and the two truths, you do not just see the world, you awaken in it, with a life of wisdom, compassion, and boundless joy.